What's going on, fight fans? This is Sean with boxingsandbasketball.com here with the Flair. Cobb, how's it going, brother?
It's going wonderful, All
right. So listen, man, we saw your last fight. You bounced back against Maurice Hooker.
Ain't nothing like a bounce back.
And listen, and at first we thought, we're like, man, you kept it quiet. You didn't have the natural flair. But then at the end, at the post-fight interview, you let it out, man. How good did it feel, man, to get that win over Maurice Hooker and bounce back from your loss?
It was great. It was great getting in there and showing people what it really means to be a champion. It's not about, like, you getting knocked down, but it's about you getting back up. Can you get back up after adversity? Can you bounce back after adversity? Flair is a true champion, the people's champion.
Tell everybody, where do you get that charisma from, that flair, that I know it's just the it factor, man. Where did it come from, man? Were you like a wrestling fan, or did you always have it in? Where did it come from?
I don't know. I was always a wrestling fan. I was always a fan of just the sport of wrestling, and honestly, like everybody has that superhero inside of them.
Right.
It's just when I tap into that superhero inside of me, it's Blair the Flair.
Right. So listen, Blair, I love watching you talk. I like seeing your charisma and all that. I was a little disappointed after you lost, the way people turn on you, like, yeah, we glad he shut him up, blah, blah, blah. I didn't care for it. I'm like, I love it. I think we need that more in boxing. Did that show you who was really with you and who wasn't with you?
Kind of, but it just doesn't matter. You know what I mean? I put a target on my head for a reason. I believe I'm the best. I believe I'm the champion. I believe that I am the people's champion, and it doesn't matter what people say. Right now, we live in a time period where people can't wait to kick people when they're down.
Right.
Because we have way more cowards than true champions. We have way more cowards than real men.
Yeah.
So that's just what it happens in that particular time period. You'll have a man that's battling through adversity in that particular time period. The promotion dramatically against him, giving him a fucking 4-week notice fight, not giving him a real understanding if I'm going to fight or not until the day of the fight. I'm still like in limbo as the fight happens. It's funny because they can't give it to me in a fair fight though.
Right.
Alexis Rocha can't win a fair fight against Blair the Flair.
Yeah.
Then it's not real. It's not a real win.
Right.
And I can show you over and over again. I fight him and then fight somebody better. Literally, like a couple months after.
Right.
But after me fighting Alexis Rocha, after fighting me, he fights consecutive bums, consecutive weak fights. How is he placed up in rankings? I would bid that is a lot to do with politics.
Right.
That has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
And just because he beats me doesn't qualify him to be a top-ranked fighter and a top 10 fighter. Because I beat a top 10 fighter. No, I did the work. You sit your bitch ass down.
Yeah.
And that's just how it is. Because where is boxing if boxing ain't real? We have to get to a point where things are real, fighters are real, and people are like seeing the truth in the matter. And that's why Blair the Flair comes out here and tells you and speaks to you in the truth. We don't want to see a fucking Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford fight. You know why? Because you motherfuckers are waiting too long. You motherfuckers are waiting too long. We're sick and tired of both of you motherfuckers not getting a fight and making the fight happen.
Right. So listen, at 147, who out there right now would you want to fight next? Because your last fight was it August of last year?
Absolutely.
Do you know when you're getting back in the ring, who is it against, or who do you want to fight at 147?
I don't know. I want to get right back in the ring with the guy that was in Hooker's corner. But that was very interesting because after that Hooker fight, it was pretty interesting how everybody was like changing their mind about fighting me. It was like, okay, Oscar De La Hoya, oh yeah, we're going to get you Alexis Rocha. No, you know what? I got something better. How about Vergil Ortiz? After that fight, after this fight, you get through this fight, we'll give you Vergil Ortiz after the fight.
Yeah.
Not a damn word from a talk about Vergil Ortiz.
Right.
Is it only because you think that he's gonna win that I fight him?
Yeah.
Like, is it like, okay, we're only gonna set up the fight if he can win?
Right.
Are we men or are we cowards? Do you believe in your fighter? No, you do not believe in your fighter. He is not great. He does not belong where he is, period.
Yeah.
Because if he does, and if he is real, then put him up against me and see what the hell happens.
Yeah.
Let's see what a 50-50 really look like.
Right.
Because I've been through 50-50s over and over and over and over and over again. I've been constantly put up and against like the odds over and over and over and over again. And I perform. I overperform damn near.
Right.
What do they do? How many times have Vergil Ortiz been into it? None. Okay. How many times have Jerron Boots Ennis been in it? Been in the fire? None. Okay. Hold up. What happened in that last fight?
Yeah.
Oh, he got touched up a little bit. And he thought he was untouchable. Now people are like, oh, you know what? Flair might have actually took his ass out. If he was doing the exact same thing he did to Hooker,
yeah.
I mean, he would have probably got knocked the fuck out. Period. Like, where are we? Where are we without these fucking troops?
Yeah.
I mean, oh, this shit looks really cool on camera until, pow, you get knocked the fuck out.
Right.
It's nice to fight somebody that you know that ain't gonna knock you out. It's nice to fight somebody that you know is not a problem. You know, I feel like none of these motherfuckers out here fighting anybody.
Right.
They don't want the smoke. They don't want the smoke. Well, guess what? Blair and Flair want all the smoke. The next $1 billion attraction is here.
Yeah.
The next mega star in boxing is here.
Hey, Blair, so let me ask you this. So let's say you can't get none of those fights with Jerron or Vergil or the Keith Thurmans and all that. After this win, well, if Adrian Broner wins at 147, would that be something?
That, like, I hate the fact that Adrian Broner even take a fight like this. You know what I mean? And it's dangerous.
Okay.
He could possibly lose this fight.
All right.
You know what I mean? If he goes on to win this fight, absolutely. We need to make the mega fight happen. Why? Not just because we want to line Adrian Broner's pockets with money, but because it's great for boxing. I'm sick and tired of boxing not rising to its full potential.
Right.
It's becoming an irritant. It's becoming a problem for me, all the other fighters, the fans, and now everybody at large. The promoters, they think that they know what they're doing. They're not fucking doing what they're supposed to be doing.
You're right.
Promote the goddamn fight. Promote the goddamn fighters.
Yeah.
Or move out the way.
Right.
Because that's what happens when you have a goddamn person like Jake Paul just pulling up and destroying shit. You know why? Because you can't fucking do it.
Yeah. So, Blair, let me ask you this. So, Adrian Broner talked something similar about man, we're not getting paid or it's being late on our payment. Deontay Wilder recently came out and said, man, we need to change something where we get paid after the fight, not 4 weeks, a month, 3 months. Is that an ongoing issue with these promoters or just certain promoters that's not paying their fighters right after their fights?
I don't know.
You get paid, huh?
Yeah, I always get paid. But the thing is, like, when you're like moving large sums of money and they have to do it legally, I mean, that's just how things happen. I mean, trust me. If somebody is trying to transfer $20 million from one account to my account, it's going to take some time. And that's something that I can expect.
Okay.
It might take a week.
Got you.
At most, it might take even 2 weeks.
Got you.
If they're moving large amounts of money, and we in a fucking world, in a country that loves to put their hands in it. Oh shit! Did you just move $1?
Right.
Oh, I need to tax that. So we live in a very interesting time in a very interesting country, and we live in a world right now where like finances is not that easily like just manipulated and moved, unless they're gonna just, unless they moving by like Bitcoin.
Yeah.
It ain't that easy.
Right.
Me personally, I think it's just the financial literacy of a lot of fighters that just don't understand. So like they just think that, oh, well, they're not paying me on time. Like, no, they're paying you on time. You're just not going to get it in that time period because it takes time for that whole thing to go through a process.
Right.
That's where you have to train these fighters too to learn financial literacy.
Right.
Like, get your shit together, get smarter.
Right. How do you feel about Terrence Crawford trying to take matters to his own hand, being his own promoter, trying to negotiate with Errol Spence? Do you think more fighters should do that? Instead of leaving everything up to the promoter, like, I want to know where the money's going at. What are y'all doing with the money? What cut are you getting? What cut am I getting?
He should, and absolutely, I absolutely agree with that. I think that fighters should be like more involved in their financial decision-making skills. They should be more involved with what's going on in boxing. I mean, we're over here talking about, oh yeah, well, he shouldn't be doing it by himself. Motherfucker, once upon a time there was Floyd Mayweather.
Right.
He made sure all that shit happened.
Right.
The 24/7 series was not a show until Floyd Mayweather made it a show.
Right.
Because he wanted to promote his goddamn fights. Again, promoters, do your fucking job. And then you have you have fighters like that they want more than their fucking worth. That's when you have to be in more perspective. But the whole thing with that whole fight with Terrence Crawford is not the fact that he wants to a fair shake at everything.
Sure.
The problem with that is the situation with Earl Spence. And then it has more questions. Do Earl Spence really want that fight? Because if he do want that fight, he can make that fight happen regardless.
Okay.
Terrence Crawford ain't even asking for a 50-50 split.
Right.
But you bitching because he wants a 40-60?
Right.
You bitching because he don't want to be left out high and dry when it comes to pay-per-view?
You're right.
Who the fuck do you think you is?
Right.
At the end of the day, you're not worth that.
Right.
Because you're not actually worth shit without a Terrence Crawford fight.
Right.
I mean, yeah, you're going to go off to fight Keith Thurman. That was well overdue. You should have just left that alone. At what weight class? 54? What are you doing?
Right.
What are you doing?
Right.
You know what? You can go ahead and fight Blair Flair. And you can get all the smoke. And you know what? I'll do it for cheap.
Okay.
I'll do it for cheap. And guess what? More people will stay tuned to that fight than the Terrence Crawford fight.
Right.
Because I'll promote it. And I'll knock your bitch ass off. Period. I'll knock your little stupid bitch ass off so we can finally be done with your bullshit.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Perfect. And Blair, before we let you go, man, I know you got to head out. It's been a long night. What do you want to say all to your fans in closing? And how many fights do you think we can expect you in by the end of this year?
I don't know. That's a lot of I don't know questions. There's a lot of things that's happening.
Okay.
There's a lot of opportunities. Blair the Flair is not with Golden Boy anymore.
Okay.
Golden look, if they don't want to treat Blair the Flair right, Blair the Flair has to go. Has to move on to bigger and better things.
Okay.
If
so you're a free agent.
Yeah, I'm a free agent. And if Golden Boy wants to try their best to keep Vergil Ortiz from not being beat and being where he belongs underneath Blair the Flair, I'll make it happen some other way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because Blair the Flair is not worthless.
Right.
He's just worth less to you. So that's just the issue right there. Right now, we're working on a lot of things, a lot of possibilities. There's a lot of big mammoth whales that are possibly bigger than even Showtime, possibly getting involved. You don't even know what I'm capable of.
Okay.
But then you just automatically assume that I wasn't worth it. You know what I mean? It's a lot of interesting things happen. I can't wait to see what happens in the future. But right now, we're waiting our options, and I'm done with Golden Boy.
Okay.
And things are going to be very, very interesting. Possibly in the works is a Ennis fight. Ennis fight, leading up to Earl Spence fight, because Ennis will get knocked the fuck out. But
So there's a possibility there might be some PBC stuff in the works?
Possibly.
Okay.
We need to see what's on the resume and what can they put out. You know what I mean? We have a lot of things that could possibly happen with the PBC setup. We have a lot of things that's possible that could possibly happen with the zone. We have a lot of things that's possible that could happen with MVP promotions.
Okay, MVP.
We have a lot of interesting things that could happen. And then you don't even know what I'm capable of if I was to start my own damn company.
All right.
There's a lot of things that could happen in the midst of new people that are jumping into boxing with far more greater numbers and far more greater power than even Showtime. We have to make sure that we see what's out there for Blair to Flair, and we'll see what happens and see everybody very, very soon back in the ring.
There you have it, fight fans. Blair the Flair comment. Thank you for your time, brother.